Having a child is the most immoral thing that a person can do. This may sound bad if you've never really thought about it. I mean, how can having a child be immoral? You are bringing a child into this beautiful world, and you're going to love that child. You're going to raise that child. How is that a bad thing? Most people who bring children into this world are not bringing the children into this world because they actually want to bring children into this world. This is something that people don't even talk about. And I'm not talking about people who bring children into this world by mistake. No, I'm talking about people who actually think they want to have children. They don't actually want to have children. They think they want to have children because of how they feel, because of chemical reactions in their brains that make them feel like they want to have children. I was watching a movie called what is it called? It's called Spiderhead. I was watching this movie today. I watched it a couple of months ago, but I watched it again today. In this movie, they were experimenting on different prisoners by applying on them substances that made them feel certain emotions. They were able to apply substances on them that will make them feel fear. At one point, they locked a girl in a room alone with a stapler and applied a substance on her that made her feel fear. And she was afraid of a stapler. She hid in a corner because she was afraid of a stapler. That's how powerful that substance was. They were able to apply substances on them that would make them feel anger. At one point, some lady killed herself because she felt so much anger. She was so depressed. They were able to apply a substance that will make them fall in love. They will put two people in a room who are not attracted to each other and apply that substance on them, and they will find themselves loving each other. They will even make love because they love each other that much. But when they wake up the next day after their effects have worn off, they would not feel the attraction towards each other anymore. A lot of people might think that this is immoral. A lot of people might think that this is evil. But what you're not realizing is that nature is doing this to us all the time. Nature makes us fall in love. There's this hormone called oxytocin. It's called the love hormone. It's responsible for bonding. A lot of philosophers believe that love is just a chemical reaction in the brain. I believe that too. It isn't anything special. Just see a person that you're attracted to and your body release a hormone that makes you feel love towards them. The reason why we must feel love towards people who we're attracted to is so that we'll reproduce with them. That's what nature is doing. It's trying to make us reproduce. It's playing a very, very dirty trick on us to make us reproduce. Women during ovulation are easily aroused. The reason why they are easily aroused is because that's the time that they are actually fertile. Like that's the time that they are more fertile than the other times. When men are healthy, they wake up with a boner. Nature is doing whatever it can to make sure that we reproduce. So a lot of people don't really get this. They don't really understand that they feel the way that they feel because nature wants what it wants from them. You don't feel love because nature wants you to experience love and be happy. No, you feel love because nature wants you to reproduce. This is not even about you. It's about you making sure that you bring new people into this world. That's how nature is tricking you into bringing more people here. And you don't even realize that that is what it's doing. It's a very evil process. The problem is that when we feel that feel-good feeling, we tend to associate that feel-good feeling with goodness. Because having a child, raising a child feels good. Connecting with a child that you brought into this world feels good. We think that bringing them here is actually a good thing. Bringing more children here is actually a good thing. But the truth is, that's the most evil thing that a person can do. Because we know how messed up this world is. We know that. It's not hidden. We can see how things work in this world. Anything can happen once your child is born here. There are lots of cycles in this world, man. They can murder your child in the worst way possible. Your child might suffer from incurable diseases. Your child might get bullied a lot and never ever recover. We know that this world is really, really horrible. People are working very, very hard so that they will survive. They're working like slaves so that they will survive. We cannot say that that's good. It's not good. People are working so that they will pay to live in a world that they didn't even ask to be born into. They just have to do what they are supposed to do. You can see that is slavery. But you still feel like it's a good idea to bring a child here. You still feel like it's a good idea to bring a child into a world where people experience more pain than pleasure. I mean, how many people are really happy here? There ain't that many people that are actually happy. Most people are just faking their happiness. That's why they're posting happy pictures on social media, but they're not really happy. Most people are miserable. So you can't tell me that it is a good thing to bring a child into a world where most humans are miserable. Because chances are that child is going to be miserable as well. We're not doing well as a society to be bringing new people here. We're doing very, very bad to be bringing new people here and thinking that it's a good thing to do that just because it feels good. It feels good because that's what nature wants. It wants us to keep on reproducing. But people who can think know that it's not a good thing to bring a new being into this planet because things ain't good. It's important for people to question everything. You must question everything. You mustn't just be doing whatever you feel like doing in this world. You must ask yourself, if I do this, what's going to happen next? And is it really good? I understand that it feels good to do this, but is it not going to have negative effects in the end. That's very, very important to understand. A lot of people are not bringing children into this world because that's what they really want. I mean, think about it. We don't even choose people that we're attracted to. We just find ourselves attracted to some people, and because of that, we feel like we must reproduce with them. Nature is just playing a dirty trick on you. It's not what you really want. The real you doesn't really want you to be reproducing. The real you is the you that reasons. Right? I've read that there were some studies that were done on people, and they realized that some people don't have internal monologue. Like, they don't really talk to themselves like that. So they believe that these people are NPCs. But the people that are able to have an internal monologue know exactly what they really want, and most of the things that they find themselves doing, they're not doing these things because they want to do these things. They're doing these things because they feel like doing these things. A lot of people that are addicted to drugs are not doing drugs because they really want to do drugs. They're doing drugs because they're addicted. They feel like doing these drugs. A lot of people who are dating toxic people, they're dating these toxic people because they love them. They don't know how to not love these people, because nature does not care. It just wants them to keep on reproducing. They know what they really want. The real you knows what it really wants. The real you is there all the time. It doesn't really change. No matter what happens, it doesn't really change. It's just there. And it's not influenced so much by thoughts or things that are actually happening around you. It's just there. It's there to observe and reason. It's there to interpret reality. What's really going on here? What does this mean? There are a lot of stupid things that we're doing as humans that the real us think is stupid. I mean, think about it. If you really did the things that the real you wanted you to do, where would you be in your life? Would you be doing a lot of things that you are doing, or would you have done a lot of things that you have done? No, you wouldn't have done a lot of things that you have done. You wouldn't have dated a lot of people that you have dated. You've dated the people that you dated because nature wanted you to date those people. You see, that's something that's very, very important to understand. Nature just wants us to reproduce. It doesn't care about us. I mean, women have to bleed every month. Isn't that crazy though? They have to bleed for 3 to 4 days, 3, 4, 5 days sometimes, a month, every month. How is that good? Nature doesn't give them a choice. It's because it just wants them to reproduce. And we don't question these things. There are a lot of things that nature does to us that if we did to one another, we will consider the people that are doing these things evil. Nature does not care. Nature does not care about aborting a fetus. There are a lot of Christians that say abortion is wrong, abortion is wrong. Nature doesn't care. It does abort fetuses all the time. Nature does not care about killing, kills. No, people die every time. And we say, oh, a natural death is good. No, it's not. What if that person didn't want to die like that? What if they weren't ready to die? Just because something is natural does not mean that it's good. Doesn't mean that it's right. Animals are killing each other every day. Is that right? Why should they have to kill each other in order to survive? They don't have another option. These are the kind of conversations that we should be having as people. These are the type of conversations that are going to free us, because we're living a lie. When you really think about it, we're living a lie. We're chasing the feel-good feeling, and that feel-good feeling is creating a lot of suffering. It's perpetuating suffering. We're unable to have these deep philosophical conversations because we're chasing that good feeling. And this kind of conversations doesn't make people feel good. These are the type of conversations that people want to have. It is important that we allow ourselves to evolve and really see things as they are. We must not just be controlled by our emotions We mustn't just be controlled by our feelings. Just because something feels good does not mean that it's good. A lot of psychopaths are doing what feels good to them, and because of that, they're killing people. I mean, imagine if we all decided to do whatever we felt like we wanted to do, whatever felt good to us. What would happen? Imagine if we behaved like animals. The reason why humans believe that morality exists is because they are afraid of themselves. I mean, if there was no morality and humans really did whatever they felt like doing, this world will be 10 times worse than it is today. So we must not lie to ourselves by telling ourselves that nature has our best interest. No, nature has its best interest. Nature is interested in what? Making sure that evolution continues. Doesn't care about your feelings. Doesn't care if it's hurting you. It only cares about your feelings if these feelings are going to ensure that you are perpetuating life. But it doesn't care if you're being hurt in the process. People don't really think about this kind of stuff. And that's why we're in the mess that we're in today. If we really took our time to think about these kind of things, I don't think we'll be in the mess that we're in today. Because trust me, it's not something that we should be debating. Bringing a child into this world is horrible. Man, this is a very horrible world. People are not really having a good time here. They're just faking it. If I need to tell you the truth, people are just faking it. They're not really having a good time here. That's why Christians believe in heaven, even though they don't have evidence that heaven exists. I mean, they just read that from books that were written many years ago by people that they never came into contact with, but they believe these people. It's because they don't know how to go on without believing these kind of things. People rather believe in in beautiful lies instead of believing in harsh truth. They're scared of the truth. That is why they hate people who speak the truth. Like I told you before, if you want to be hated in this world, speak the truth. You'll see that people are gonna hate you for real. People are gonna hate you for real. Every person that speaks the truth in this world is hated. They're gonna be loved by the people that want to hear the truth that they speak. But if they decide to speak the truth that they do not want to hear, then they're gonna hate them. If you really think about it, most people are afraid of the truth. Even the people that are really looking for the truth, they're actually afraid of the truth. They just want what they want to be true. They don't want what they do not want to be true to be true. But it's really important that we allow ourselves to feel the pain that comes with being intellectually honest enough to truly seek for the truth no matter what. We must be willing to pay the price of seeking the truth. We mustn't care about how other people feel about us. We mustn't care about being judged. If we really want the truth, we must really think as deeply as we can, and we must have this kind of conversations. That's how we'll get to the truth. The world is horrible, and it's only getting worse. It's not going to get better. If you believe it's going to get better, you're lying to yourself. It's only becoming worse. People are not happy, and they are living like slaves, and they don't even know that they're slaves. They think that this is good. They try their best to justify this. No, this is horrible. We're slaves, all of us. So it would be best to not bring more people here, because we're not doing good.